Great morning, beautiful people. I am Terrell Munger, and I am here to give you a sexy cup of coffee. I am the sexiest man alive. That's what I like to believe anyway, but it's not because of what you think. It's because I've come up with a strategy based upon your social level, your education level, and your communication level, knowing that the exponential level in which you understand these elements, it can give you influence in any room that you go into. And that is why I invite you out on Monday morning to have a sexy cup of coffee, to start your day off right, to start your week off right. I believe no matter what situation you're in, the right strategy, you can come out of it. And I like to share 7 minutes of strategy that can help you with that process. My strategy for you today is go up a size. Yep, I'm sure you've been through the drive-through when it first came out, and they said just for a little extra, you can upsize your fries, you can upsize your soda, and you were willing to pay that little extra price to go up a size in what you were trying to order. I'm telling you, it's the same way in life. If you just give a little more effort, everything in your life can be supersized. You can go up a size in everything in your life. And so the things I want to share with you today is how to start making that process to go up a size. The first thing I want you to understand in your life, good enough is not good enough. And that is in whatever you do, whether it's your work, whether it's your planning, or whether it's your thinking. Good enough is not good enough, especially if you're a believer and you know that God is able to do above and beyond all that you ask or think. That means no matter what you're thinking, no matter how big it is, God can do even bigger than that. But He's asking you to study to show yourself approved. Give the extra effort. And when you've done all you can, then you can expect your plans to come to fruition. Good enough is not good enough. And even as it pertains to even gaining wealth, just wanting enough for you and yours is kind of selfish, especially when the Bible says a good man stores up an inheritance for his children's children. That means you're supposed to be thinking about those that are coming after you. God is a generational God. And even if it's not saving money, putting yourself in position where your son and your daughter can be a little bit better than you, or the kids in the neighborhood, you're helping them be a little bit better than you. Good enough is not good enough. You have to at least talk about the possibilities. Think about the possibilities and allow the others around you to believe in the possibilities, because those that think good enough is good enough usually end up with not enough. So that's your first point. The second thing is growth glorifies God. There's a reason that the Bible says when I was a child, I thought like a child, I behaved as a child, but when I became a man, I put away my childish ways. That means as you begin to grow, you have to think different. What was okay at one point may not be okay at this point. Everything else in nature agrees with God, and it grows. The grass grows, the trees grows, even weed grows. It obeys the process. So we should be okay with growing and not just settle for what we think we already know. Continue to read. Continue to be around people that stretch you. Continue to push yourself a little bit more. I'm not saying stress yourself out. I'm not saying be in competition with anybody, but you want to be the best version of yourself. And it is unhealthy thinking, since we know our history and how our ancestors were beaten and abused to get the best out of them. Now that you are free and can think on your own, shouldn't you want to beat your body and make it your slave so you can get the best out of you for you? So you can get the best out of you for your family, for your friends, so you can look back and be proud of the life you live. I'm telling you, I love what Muhammad Ali said. He said, a man that thinks the same way at 50 that he did as 20 has wasted 30 years of his life. If you view the world the same way, if you haven't challenged yourself and opened up your mind and expanded your horizons to think and understand other perspectives, you're wasting your time. You should not see the world the same way as when you graduate from high school, or when you grew up in the housing projects, or when you grew up. It's okay to get out of the hood. It's okay to get out of the city. Even if you return back, travel, see the world. If you can't see the world, you have Google, at least study what's going on in other parts of the world, because growth glorifies God. Now, when you do grow, it is important that you gain this information so you can share it with others. The only clear sign of spirituality that I saw in the Bible says, when you see a brother overtaken with a fault, you who are spiritual, restore. So the sign of your spirituality is when you see other people that have given up hope, or people that have made mistakes, or people that have fallen short and lost confidence in themselves. The way you glorify God is to restore them. Help them believe in themselves again. Help them believe the possibilities again. And the only way you can help others is if you worked on yourself. You have to continue to push. Think about it. BlackBerry, you remember that PDA device, BlackBerry? It had cornered the market, but because it didn't look at what was coming, iPhone came and took over. And if you look at it, when iPhone came out, the iPhone and then the iPhone 10 and 11 is way outdoing what it did in version 1, because the children of darkness, in other words, the children who are doing it for money, who are doing it for themselves, are wiser in this generation than the children of light. The children of light are those that are concerned about helping and growing and being a part of other people's lives. So if the people that are selfish work hard, the people who love people have to be willing to work just as hard, if not harder, because you're doing it for noble reason. Don't sit up and say, I don't need that. It is selfish to say you don't need more, because unless you allow God to pour into you, pressed down, shaken together, how can you now begin to run over in other people's lives? Oh, it's great to pray with people. It's great to talk to people. It's great to listen to people. But wouldn't it be something if you were able to open up a door? Just imagine if you could start a company where now you're not just supporting the block or depending the block, you can hire the whole block. You can give them training courses on how to operate in their own business. You can give them training lessons on how to think outside of their box that they're in. But until you experience it yourself, it will be hard to restore, encourage, and open up the minds of others. So the true sign of spirituality is to allow God to pour into you so much that you begin to spill over in the lives of other people. And that is why I encourage you to follow this strategy to go up a size. Be willing to grow. Be willing to be better. It's okay with having wealth. I know there were times when we said it was selfish to put more on your plate than it should. You're not in that day anymore. Man, the grocery stores are full. You can live a better life. God came that you might have life, and life more abundantly. And you have to take that upon yourself and live like that, so you can encourage the people around you and the generation behind you to believe that more is possible, because now you're doing it with the right motives and you can help more people. And that is your strategy today. Go up a size. Think big. Pray big. Plan big. And work hard. Now, I am Terrell Munger. You can go to TerrellMunger.com. You can even check your sex score to see how effective you're being in the world. Because as you work on yourself, you'll open up your mind to believe that it's not only more possible for you, but it's possible for those that are around you. And I'm going to end as I always do, guys. Whatever you do, make it meaningful, make it impactful, make it personal, but above all, make it sexy, because you're going to need that in your life. Go tell somebody. Have a conversation about it. You'll grow because of it. All right. Enjoy your day. Love you.